Modified Rapid Red Blaster. This blaster is actually the second place prize for my giveaway. The giveaway is over. This is actually the winner's blaster. He chose the colors. It's finished. So I will go over the internal modifications. If you're unfamiliar with the Rapid Red Blaster, it's essentially the Rebelle Strife. It's just a flywheel magazine-fed semi-auto in a very small package. It is pretty much exactly like a Strife. So I did all the Strife modifications, including taking out the electronic and mechanical locks, re-lubricating everything, and pretty much calling it a day. It's running on the stock battery tray. I'm running 3 truss fires with 1 dummy battery, as I would recommend. If you can run 4 truss fires, but you'll likely fry your motors, and the performance is really not much better. It sounds a whole lot louder, but you're not actually propelling darts much further, so it's not really beneficial. Of course, you can use the stock alkalines because the giveaway winner is not actually winning trust fires, just a blaster. The batteries have a shipping restriction, so that they can run alkalines if they want. You're definitely going to get better performance out of trust fires or IMRs or something else. That's actually all of the modifications. I didn't really think anything else was necessary. The performance is phenomenal, especially in such a small package. The paint job started off with a black vinyl dye primer, as always, and then I have 2 Duplicolor automotive paints for the red and the white, which have a very nice finish. Of course, this Duplicolor on top of a black vinyl dye primer is phenomenal. But the winner wanted purple details, or purple accents, or whatever, a little bit of purple on top of the red and white. The Rebelle line does not have much shell detail to put in detail colors. They typically have a base coat, an accent color, and a detail color, 3 colors. There really are very little detail areas on this whole shell, so I actually did purple dry brushing in very small amounts, just all over the white and the red. Purple dry brushing is a little bit bizarre because a lot of people only do dry brushing to replicate like paint chipping off, and this does not make sense at all, but it looks pretty cool, and I think it looks really neat. Purple and red don't really go together, but with dry brushing I think this blaster looks really, really cool. I did not paint the orange muzzle, and the trigger and the buttons are actually left black. This is with black vinyl dye because the stock coloring just looked really, really bad with the red and the white, so I had to paint those. It will likely chip away because anytime you paint a button or something like that, if you fire it enough and all it's doing is just scratching on plastic, it's going to chip away, but until then it's going to look awesome. And I finished that up with a gloss clear coat because I really like glossing red and white because it looks really, really nice. So overall, very happy with how the paint job looks. Show you the blaster firing. 97, 105, 102, 96, 97, 92 feet per second. As you can see, the velocity is spectacular. 100 FPS out of a modified Strife, essentially a Strife, is to be expected with the basic mods and truss fires. You can get it up to about 120 FPS with new motors and a new battery, but you're spending a whole lot more for tiny amounts of performance. Anybody who's trying to get the best cost to benefit ratio there on a Strife, I would not recommend new motors, I would not recommend new batteries, with the exception of like truss fires, of course, not like going all the way to a LiPo because those are more expensive. And hovering around 100 FPS is pretty good. So overall, very happy with the Rapid Red Blaster modification. My opinion, if you want this or a Strife, I would recommend a Strife hands down. The shells are more fun to paint, they're easier, not necessarily easier, but more fun to modify. You can do stocks, front attachments, whatever. There's really no benefit to the Rapid Red Blaster in my opinion, unless you really, really want this magazine. Other than that, I don't see any reason to buy one of these. Although I do like the lines on this, so perhaps if you're cosmetically drawn to the Rapid Red Blaster, it would make sense because this does not look like a Strife at all. It's very smooth, it doesn't look like an in-strike blaster, which will appeal to some people. I think it looks really cool, but I would still recommend a Strife to pretty much anybody. That's the Modified Rapid Red Blaster for the giveaway. That's it, thanks for watching. Unlike the Hasbro blasters, this just has an on-off button. It doesn't have a rev trigger, so once you turn it on, the flywheels are just going to be going, creating that noise, but they're going to be at max RPM all the time, sort of like the old barricade.